right, girl is back. Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'm gonna let Facebook do what they do and come on in and do their thing. But while Facebook is doing this thing, I am getting ready to make my 310 nutrition shake. And I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. So let me just tell you what I've already added to it. So y'all can see this is ice in the bottom, spinach, and then today I have a lot of blackberries and raspberries and some blueberries, and so I'm doing the antioxidant thing today. I do it every day, but still I want just to do berries today. And my 2 scoops of my salted caramel 310 is right here, as you can see the powder right there. Okay, and let me tell you what I've added in it. I've added hey rich sister, good morning to you, girl. I've added a spoonful of chia seeds in my shake. I've also added a spoonful of flax seeds, and you all can go get flax seeds at your local grocery store or like Whole Foods or any grocery store carrying. They have like an organic section, so you can get these. You can also get chia seeds at your local grocery store, or, you know, in the organic section, whatever. So that's what I have in here. So it's and I also have a spoonful of, okay, y'all see this word here? You see this a lot, okay? But it's just really this. Oh, you're doing your show in an hour. Oh, cool. All right, girlfriend. Y'all make sure y'all go watch Rich Sister's show, because she's doing a show within the hour, okay? So if you're on the East Coast, right now it's 9:12. It's a little earlier there, her time, but if you're on the East Coast, that's at 10 o'clock. So, yeah, and I have a spoonful of this here, unsweetened, natural unsweetened. Now, you can choose to put, matter of fact, I hadn't put this in here yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You can choose to use almond milk. 10:30 my time. Okay, cool. You can choose to use almond milk, but use unsweetened almond milk, or you can use water. And that's what I like about 310. You can use unsweetened almond milk or coconut. Yes, that's if you're into coconut milk, whatever. But you can use water. So a lot of times I use water. There are times I use almond milk because I drink almond milk. But today we are going to be using water. Okay. So that's all my ingredients in there that I have. So then it comes to water. Okay, so if I do it with the milk, if I do it with the almond milk, I do about 8 ounces of milk. But if I do it with the water, I do about 10 ounces of water. So I do about 10 ounces of filtered water. You don't have to have filtered water, okay? But I do it with 10 ounces of water, okay? So we're gonna pour this in here. I don't know if y'all can see this. So let's do this. Y'all see that right there? Okay. And you're gonna hear some noise in a few minutes. I do cooking live. I have not done any this year. Basically because I'm planning out a schedule to do it, because I have other things that are taking place, like my filming and stuff like that, for my acting gigs, and then producing shows and stuff like that. So I don't really have that time. But I have been planning since last year and the bigger part of this year, different meals and different desserts that I'm going to be bringing back live, because I started doing it live on Periscope, and then I just transferred a lot of my stuff over to YouTube. So I will be bringing it back. But today, this is just a shake, okay? This is just a shake, and you're gonna hear some noise, you all, so it won't take long, but you're gonna hear some noise. I hate to let y'all hear that noise, but you're gonna hear some noise. So, this is my Ninja, and here it is. So get ready, you're gonna hear some noise. It is what it is. So we're gonna blend this up real quick, and you wanna make sure it's blended well, okay? So, and when you have a Ninja, sometimes you have to stop because you have ice cubes in there. You want to stop and let the ice drop. So, I'm sorry. Let's close your ears for just a moment. Yeah, but you want to make sure it's blended well because you have spinach, you got chia seeds in here, so you want to make sure it's blended well. Okay, looks like it's blended well. Let me see. And usually this is how I know this blended well, when I don't hear any more ice cubes jumping around. Okay, that should be it right there. Alright, so I'm going to show you what this looks like. And instead of it looking like salted caramel chocolate, because I've added the blackberries and the blueberries and the raspberries and the unsweetened cocoa, it's got a rich, like a rich dark burgundy color to it. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Alright, so you see this right here. Here you go. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. So all of this is going to go into my 310 cup. So I'm getting it all in there. And I do 310 twice a day. If I'm working on set, sometimes, depending on what set it is and how long I'm there, sometimes I'll do 310 all day. Okay, like 3 times a day. I'm not a big fan of craft services on set. Not saying the food is not good, but you know, a lot of the stuff on craft services when you're on a film set ain't good. You know, it's not just not good, it's just not healthy for you. So I get now where I actually take my 310 packs. That you can buy them in individual packs. I take them with me when I'm working on set. So this is what let's see if you all can see this, but this is what it looks like. Matter of fact, let's just do this. This is what it looks like. So it's a nice smoothie. So I see people just now coming in. I see Sabrina, I see Apis in there. So basically what's in this smoothie, this is my 310 nutrition shake that I do twice a day. Sometimes I do it 3 times when I'm working on set somewhere. But today I decided, I usually put like 4 or 5 ice cubes in. So I start off with 4 or 5 ice cubes, some spinach, and you can use, you know, spinach or kale, you know, anything. If you know, you want to get your veggies in. It's hard for us to get a lot of veggies in. But this morning I used about 4 ice cubes, spinach. I put, matter of fact, let me just show you what I put in since people are coming in. So, along with the 310, there's a teaspoon of natural unsweetened cocoa, which is really healthy for you, for your heart. It's really good for your heart, but it's really healthy, okay? And anything that's dark chocolate, okay? If you go to your store, ladies, you know, we crave for chocolate, but you know, dark chocolate is an antioxidant and it's more healthier for you and better beneficial for you than the milk chocolate one, okay? So this is where I have a teaspoon of this in there. I have a teaspoon of flax seeds, and you can go to any local grocery and get some flax seeds, organic flax seeds, whatever you choose to do if you into this. I do use flax seeds in a lot of things. Flax seeds, you can use them in chips, you can use them in your breads, whatever you're making, okay? So that's what I have in there. And I also have a teaspoon of chia seeds. Now chia seeds, you can just actually pop these in your mouth. But you put them into I put a teaspoon of that in my smoothie this morning. So I normally do that. So those are the 3 things that I have in there, along with the spinach, the ice cubes, and the berries that I have are blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. That's what I have in here. That is why it has that beautiful color to it. And because if it was a salted caramel straight up, it would look like a straight up chocolate shake. So that's what I have in it. And this is what I drink. And I actually added, you can choose to put water in it, or you can choose to use almond milk, and I always use unsweetened almond milk. Some people use sweetened almond milk. You know, they got different versions now. But I use unsweetened almond milk. But this morning, and a lot of times lately, I have been using just water. So when I do it with water, I put about 10 ounces of water. 10 ounces of filtered water. Or you can just get cold water from your refrigerator if you have some in, or tap water. I would say get cold water because you want it to be cold. You know what I mean? So, and here it is. It's in my 310 shake cup. And it's out. So, with that being said, how y'all doing this morning? How are you all doing? Well, I figured I would come on, do my 310 shake, because today is pouring down rain. I have walked out there in that rain, but we're not doing it today. And I did a few earlier stuff this morning with my trainer, but I don't know. I may come back later on and do my planking with you all, even though I've already done it for today. Yesterday was 420 days of me planking. Today is 421 days of me planking. So I plank every single day. There are people who, you know, they got different planking regimens where they plank for 4 days and then they don't plank for 3 days. They take, it's like a rest. Well, I am part of the Plank Talk Nation that Candace Camille, my wellologist, who she is a certified wellologist and trainer, created a page here on Facebook for that. And so our goal is, it's a lifestyle and we do it every single day. So it is part of my lifestyle, whether I'm at home, I'm on travel, or I'm abroad. It takes, if you got a minute, you can do it. That's all I got to say. If you got a minute, you can do it. That's all. And it only takes a minute. And I tell people that when you're, you know, planking, you know, start where you're at. because everybody can't do the full thing. So start where you at. So yeah, today is 421 days of me planking, and I've been doing my 310 nutrition since, I want to say since February. I want to say since February, maybe a little bit earlier than that. And sometimes when you find stuff that works for you, it's always good. And understand this, folks. Just because it's 310 or it's something else that that you're using, a plant-based shake or whatever the case may be, you have to understand that you got to do some other things, okay? Don't just drink this all day and then you ain't doing nothing else behind it. You got to work out. You got to change your eating regimen. You got to really do some things about yourself. And we come on, and I come on and I talk about trying to be well, trying to get well, all this kind of stuff. I'm like everybody else. I have health issues just like everybody else. Thank God I don't have a whole lot of them. But you don't have to have a whole lot of them. It can just be one health issue that can devastate your whole entire life. So I strive every day to want to get people to be healthy and to want to be here. So I need you all to want to be here. You don't have to be on 310 like I am, but I would ask that you try 310. 310, it's on Facebook. It's a community called 310 Community. Just put it in your search engine on Facebook and find it and try it. They have different things. They have the teas. They have that lemonade. Talking about curbing your appetite, honey, when you drink that lemonade, girl. Huh? But I'm going to tell you to do what works for you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you to do what works for you. That's it. So, yeah, today is Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday. We like to throw back them pictures up to how we look back in the day. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Do it, because it make you feel good. If you look good back then, okay. If you didn't and you changed your concept on how you look now, that's even better. Nothing wrong with doing that. So do what you need to do and just make it work for you. That's all I can say about that. But this 310 for me, it works for me. That's how I have to say that. It works for me. It's about eating clean, and you need to learn how to eat clean. You need to learn how to eat for yourself. Learn how to eat for yourself. I used to not always eat out, but when you with your friends, you eat out. You do whatever. I do a lot of cooking at home. When I'm home, I will cook. Basically because I know what I'm putting in it. I know for me, I can't do all that sodium. Can't have it. Just can't have it. So, for years, I have learned, and it take a minute, trust me. I have learned how to season my food without putting any salt in it. So, if someone come to my house and I cook them a meal, I prepare them a meal, and you sit down and eat, you won't know that I did not put any salt in it or on the meat or whatever. Okay? Those are things you just have to learn how to do. I remember back in doing 9/11, I was popping Excedrins hard, like a drug addict. Even though I'm not one, okay? So don't go there. Because I had like the worst headaches in the world. I consider them to be migraines, okay? And they just got on my nerves, and I had like the extra strength, etc. Because Tylenol wasn't doing me no justice, and Motrin wasn't doing jack for me. So I decided one day to go to my doctor, and when I went to a doctor, he told me, he said, I said, I have these headaches. I said, they're really getting on my nerves. And that's when I found out that I had high blood pressure. And I didn't just have high blood pressure, like the regular high blood pressure. I had hypertension, high blood pressure. So, never heard of it. I've heard of high blood pressure, but I've never heard of it. Never thought I would have had it. Okay, as much as I had worked out and all the stuff that I was doing, and I looked healthy, worked out, all that kind of stuff, lifting weights. I was even teaching classes, like weightlifting classes and all that kind of stuff. So I would have never thought, man, never. And much as I danced, you know, on tour and stuff, dancing all the time, how in the world can you have high blood pressure? Well, I did. And it was a combination of stress and then when you have things going on in your life that sometimes other people can cause you to have stress, you're trying to fix the problem. And I think that's where I was at, because I was trying to fix the problem and trying to deal with the problem all at the same time, and probably should have just said, you know, the hell with it and let that go. But you know, we're human, we do what we do. So when I walked in his office and he told me, he said, you have hypertension, high blood pressure. And he had to explain to me what it was. And then at that time, he told me, he said, no more canned foods. He said, because you're going to die. You're going to die. And I'm going to tell you something. I've been told that twice. Okay. When I was younger and later on. And I think for me, not that I pushed it to the side, because I didn't, but you have to really, you got to start investing in yourself. See, what happens is sometimes you start trying to take care of everybody else and don't take care of you. Then everything that's going on with you is placed on the back burner, because you're taking care of everybody else. And the people you're taking care of, they getting on your nerves. They stressing you out because you're trying to take care of them. You're trying to make sure they safe. You're trying to make sure they have this and have that. And then on top of that, you are going in the hole all at the same time. And the thing about it is that you know you're going in the hole. But it's like you don't have a choice. It's like you caught between the middle, and there's a boulder on this side and a boulder on this side, so you stuck. So that's where I was. And so I was taking care of everybody else and not taking care of me. And he told me, he said, you're going to die. You're too young to die. You know, even though we know that death has no age. But he was like, you're too young to die. He said, so who, matter of fact, his exact words to me, he was like, who in the hell is stressing you out? That's what he said. He said, who in the hell is stressing you out and getting on your damn nerves? That's the exact words that man said to me. And I had the conversation with him. He said, let it go. He said, I'm going to need you to let it go. He said, he said, what do you be eating? So when you're traveling a lot, and you're going from hotel to hotel, you doing one show here, show there, you dancing here, dancing. You know, you tend to eat stupid sometimes. I mean, you know, I ate salads, but did I eat salads as much as I ate? You know, because I'm gonna tell you something. I went through a rebellion stage. I was a model very young. Modeling for Ford, had to stay straight lace and can't eat all this, can't do this. So I was on strict. And then when I started getting dancing gigs and stuff like that, you know, well, you dancing it off. It ain't gonna be there. Okay? It's not gonna be there. And even after I had my first child, and 3 weeks later, I was back to my original weight that I was before I even got pregnant. So it's a lot of combination of things. And so I had to really sit down and get it together and realize that I can die. So I had to change my eating habits. So now I'm from North Carolina. Nothing at home. Everything I got that I ate, vegetables. I ate corn, cabbage, kale, creasy salad, okra, tomatoes, white potatoes, sweet potatoes, watermelon, cantaloupe, all that stuff, peas, crowder peas, black-eyed peas, all that stuff, my mom and stepdad grew in the garden. So, I ain't just sick for nothing. The only thing I had growing up is I was always anemic. I was very anemic, like iron deficiency. Like I could be in the summertime with some OP shorts on. You know, the corduroy OP beach shorts. Yeah, I would have those on with some socks on and a sweater. In the summertime, 80 degrees. Okay. I was cold natured, so my hands would be cold all the time. But I still ate healthy. I didn't eat crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even fried green tomatoes. Okay. So, I had to change everything. He's like, no more canned foods. No more canned. You cannot eat nothing else out the can. That means string beans, all that. Had to learn how to start buying everything fresh as if I was back home. Okay. So, I went and started buying everything fresh. Okay. And you still don't learn. You have to this thing has to constantly work with you. I am a meat carnivore. I don't care what nobody say. I grew up eating pork, beef, chicken. I grew up on that stuff. Okay. Chitlins, or as the British say, chitterlings. I only eat my mama's. Sorry, y'all. I can tell you that right now. That means I ain't ate none in years. Okay? So, it's a different way of doing things. Will I ever become a vegan? I can tell you that right now. Unless the doctor said you're going to die again, and then I might have to try it. But no. So now I do a lot of clean eating. I do eat pink, grilled salmon. I do eat, poultry, but it's not on the regular. So I don't eat a whole lot of meat. I might eat a piece of fried chicken every now and then. That's a blue moon. That's a blue moon effect. Trust me on that one. That's a blue moon effect on that. But, what I do is I try to do what needs to be done for me. And I would tell people, go and do what you got to do for you. We sit around and talk about, well, I need to go do this. Well, I need to do this. Well, I'm going to get started and do this. And but you're not doing it. And then I'm with Candace. People will say, oh my God, why is she coming back on here with this health stuff? I'm so tired of hearing about it. You're tired of hearing about it because you know you need to do something about it. So therefore, you don't want to hear it because you're guilty of it. That's why you're tripping over it. So if that bangs you over your head every time I come on and I say, get your water in, or I say, get on 310, so be it. All I want you to do is live a healthy life and try to invest in your body. You only have one body. You only have one temple. This is it, honey. Invest in it. That means take good care of it. Your body is amazing. We don't have to run to the doctor for every single thing. You already know, okay, I just ate something that had too much sodium in it. Now my head is hurting. Okay, that means my pressure is up. I just got into an argument with somebody. My pressure is up. My head is hurting. You ever notice people, I'm quite sure some of y'all have been through that, where you've gotten into a bad argument with somebody, y'all was raising voices, shouting at each other, whatever, and after you're done, you are tired, your head is hurting. That's because your pressure is up. If you have high blood pressure, anytime you get sick and you got a whole lot of pain going on in your body, your blood pressure elevates. I know that for a fact. I have been, the second time that I was told that I was pretty much on my deathbed, that I was told that 2007, I had a doctor for 7 years. I kept telling this man, something wrong with me. He didn't pay me no mind. I said, I'm gaining weight when I shouldn't be gaining. As much as I work out and walk and run, I shouldn't. I could literally go up some steps, and if I stop for a minute, you'll hear my heart doing this. That's what you hear. Loudly. Not me hearing it. People that sitting beside me could hear it. Like this. And it take about 15 minutes for it to calm down. And so, when I started watching Dr. Oz, and I had a chance to meet Dr. Oz, and I started watching him and taking notes and stuff, he was saying you need to fight for your health. Because a lot of times, you don't know to fight for your health. You just, all you know is the doctor's telling you this, and you're saying, okay, well, that's what I must have. So okay, maybe it's nothing. And then you overlook stuff, and then something happens, and then you gone. Okay, well, by that time, I was going through all this stupid mess, and I was like, okay, something's wrong with me. I don't know what it is, but something's wrong. So I went to my male doctor Christmas Eve. I had him to do a full blood workup, a full physical on me. Because here's my thing. If you're a high blood pressure person, 140, 150 over 90 is stroke level. Okay? 150 over 90 is stroke level. So that means I'm walking around because high blood pressure is a silent killer. I could have been dead. Okay? I could have just dropped. So I kept saying to him, and here's the thing. I have a blood pressure pump machine that I use every day. I check my blood pressure, make sure it's intact. It wasn't good. And I was taking the meds, like I was supposed to have on 2 different meds. It was trimenazine, and it was another med that I was on, lisipropyl. And I kept telling him the lisipropyl, every time I take it, it causes a cramping, under my left leg. And I was like, that's not good. That stopped me from walking. That crap was hurting. And he pretty much just shoved me off. Now, these 2 particular blood pressure medicines, they're not something you can just give somebody and just say, okay, I'll see you in 6 months. You need to keep a constant check. So that's what he would do. He would write the prescription and I see you in 6 months type thing. So when I go back to him, he didn't pay me no mind. Just pretty much, just push away from the table. Let's do this, let's do that. Well, I'm not getting any better. I'm getting worse. On top of that, I'm getting pains with my kidneys. I'm trying to think of what the hell is going on. I can only walk a few minutes and then I got to stop and bend over, stretch, do something to get it. I don't know what's going on with me. So he just pretty much didn't pay me no mind. So 2007, Christmas Eve, I went to him. We did the full blood workup, all that stuff. And then January, I called him back for the results. His receptionist got on the phone. She read me the results and she said, I said, well, how's my blood pressure? She said, 140 over 80. So, you good. No, 140 over 80. I'm still at stroke level. That's not good. And so then she says, well, he just says you just need to stop eating a whole lot of dairy and just push away from the table. First of all, at that time, I was in my early 40s. And any woman knows that when you start hitting your 40s, you need to be on some type of dairy, like for your bones and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, that woman done lost her damn mind. Now, I ain't no doctor, but I ain't crazy. Okay? So, I didn't like her results. I didn't like what she said. And I'm like, I'm still dying. This is not cool. So, a friend of mine gave me a card of a doctor who lived right down, she didn't live down, but she was right down, her office was right down the street. Matter of fact, she lives in Silver Spring, Maryland. She has an office there in Silver Spring, Maryland, and she has an office out here in Northern Virginia. So, and really, when I say literally right down the street from my house, she was. And so I went to her. She took the insurance I had. I had Aetna. And the first visit with her, when I went into her office, she did like the blood pressure, checking my eyes, throat, all that, you know, the routine stuff. And then she had me up on the table, and she took her fingers and put her fingers on my legs like this here. And as she was pressing down on my legs, her fingerprints were being left in my leg. She says to me, she says, "You have edema." I was like, "What the hell is edema?" I didn't know what it was. Too much fluid. She says, "You got a lot of fluid in your body for some reason." And as I started telling her all the stuff that I told my previous doctor for 7 years, she started figuring out what was wrong with me right there. I said to her, this in my exact words to her was this. I said, "For some reason, when I'm walking somewhere, or if I run up some steps or whatever, I'm not getting, if I even walk up some steps, my heart is doing this very loudly." And I said, it takes about 15 minutes for it to calm down. She said, "Your heart is being is being overworked." She says, "You got some issues going on." She said, "If you don't get them together, you're going to die." She said, "If I give you a stress test today in my office, right this minute, you will die from the stress test." So here's my thing to you. I want to make sure that you really do have high blood pressure. That's what she says. And when I started telling her about all this other stuff, I didn't realize at the time, even though I was describing it to her, she knew off the bat what I was talking about. At the time that I had tumors, okay? Whole lot of them, like this big tumors. And me didn't know. Not only did I have the tumors, but because I had the tumors, my thyroid, any female that knows, like anytime your thyroid gets off, it throws a woman's body completely out the front door. Just throw you out the door. Everything is going off. It's like a ticking time bomb. And that's what I was. I was a ticking time bomb sitting in her office. So immediately she sent me to Inova Hospital and ran me all these tests. I had a sonogram done, all that. So when I came back, my thyroid, it was an issue with my thyroids. So that throws a woman's whole perspective off. You can't lose weight. You're going to gain weight. It's all kinds of stupid stuff going on. Okay. And, at that time, I not only had the thyroid problem, but she also checked to see if I had anything like pellets on my throat, because at the time I sang the whole lot. Matter of fact, I was on 4 different choirs singing, and also singing professionally and doing backup for different artists. So there would be times that I would sing and I would lose my voice. It was just like gone. And so during services, the next service, I went to both services I had to sing, I would like just be quiet for a while, drink something, and then go right back and get back on the choir stand, or go right back to the studio, whatever the case may be, and go right back to sing. Okay, so not only did I have that going on, but I also had the tumors going on. So she hits me back 2 days later, and she says to me, she says, "Miss Gainey, your womb is 14 centimeters. She said, sweetheart, you are not pregnant. Not that you can't get pregnant, but you are not pregnant." So she sent me to Dr. Spivey, which is Georgetown Hospital. He's like one of the best surgeons in the country. Uterine fibroids, which is what I had. Uterine fibroids. And the thing was, I had seen the sign on the subway trains. I loved our subways because, you know, ain't nobody gonna kill you. Just about. Well, let me take that back. But anyway, it was on the wall. And so I knew, I was like, damn, I have all those symptoms. So when I went to Dr. Spivey and talked with him, This is what he says. He says he puts my disc in and he sees all this stuff. And I'm looking at the pamphlet that he has for uterine fibroid surgery, because it's an invasive surgery. I look just like the model in the damn pamphlet. My tumors were this big. When I went in for testing and they put me through that little tube, they couldn't even see through me because I had so many of them. So that was causing all kinds of issues for me as a woman. I mean, it was bad. Okay? It wasn't cool. And that's where the weight gain was coming from. That's where it was just a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I went into surgery. And I'm glad that I did, because when I went into surgery, they didn't cut me. They just made these two little small incisions in the crease and spurted out these plasties that went directly to the fibroids. So what they do, they go directly to the fibroids and they cut off the blood flow from the fibroids. Once the blood flow is gone, feeding the fibroid, then the fibroid dies. Okay? So I went through the surgery, had the surgery, came home. I will tell you, a month later, my weight said, zip, dropped. Everything was back on cue. But even before then, the day that I was in her office, she says, let me see your blood pressure medicine. So I gave it to her. And she says, throw this in the trash can. So she gave me something else to take. I came back to her 3 days later. 3 days later, the day that I was there, my blood pressure was 160 over 100. So if you think I was not walking, I was a dead woman walking. Because she literally said to me, this is what's going on with you. I can treat you, but I need your records. She said, but I can't let you walk out of my office and not treat you. Because if I let you walk out of here, I gotta send you to the hospital, like right now. Like, in other words, she was gonna have an ambulance, not me driving there, but had an ambulance come and pick me up from her office and immediately take me to Inova Hospital. So that's where I was at. Okay? That's how far I was on my deathbed. 3 days later, after taking what she gave me, I came back to her office, sat down. My blood pressure was 115 over 70. She says to me, you know what? He was killing you. So she sends for my records. They refused to send my records. They would not. Only thing they sent her was my last visit, which was my physical and blood work. Wouldn't send anything else. So he was pretty much just sitting back and seeping all the money that Aetna was coming. Because I had rather doctor visits, you know what I'm saying? And I just wasn't being treated. But I was upset, and she said to me, she said, don't be upset. She said, because this happened over time. It didn't happen overnight. It happened over time. And he just did not pay you any attention. He just pretty much billed you and took the money. Because not only was I dealing with the fibroids and all that kind of stuff, I had a kidney infection. The kidney infection was so bad that what happens is if you don't take care of a kidney infection, you start building calcium up on your kidneys. Now that's some hurting stuff. So by that time, I had started building calcium up on my kidneys. So now this doctor that I had was a lady. She was a black doctor. And I have a Korean doctor. The Korean doctor, she says, okay, you got to build up. And I don't know why he didn't take care of that. So she gives me these tablets, like 7 of them. Cleared it right on up. So I'm saying all this to say that had I not took my own life in my hands and say, I need to still be here, somebody else got to do, it's got to be a better way, I may not be here. So I'm telling you now, woman, man, I don't care who you are, start investing in your body. Start working out. Start walking, doing whatever you need to do. I'm not going to tell you that you can't have alcohol. I'm not going to tell you that. Everybody is different. You know, 2 glasses of dark wine for me is good because I know what the health benefits of it is. Okay? Maybe that don't work for you. 310 works for me, and me doing my planking and me working out on my own and working out with a trainer, that works for me. At this age, I'm no longer going to be doing parts where I have to gain a lot of weight to play a role. All actors go through this. If you are on that level where you are trying to present the character in the best real possible way, then you know, we do what it takes. Okay, we do what it takes. And so I did the gaining weight, drop it, gaining weight, drop it, gaining weight, drop it. I did it 4 times. So the 4th time around was 3 years ago, and it was a little bit hard to get it off. And so this time around, I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. We're not gonna rush. I'm not going to have surgery to do all this and to tuck this and pull this and stretch this. I'm not doing all that. If that's for you, do it. I don't knock females that want to go and, man, let me get a little eye lift here, and that's you. That's not for Miss Cassie. I just despise going to the hospital, so I don't want to do it. I don't want to see it. I see all these little surgeries on TV and all this kind of stuff, but I also understand that, you know, anytime you have high blood pressure, I don't care what it is, you're subject to die on that table. Even when I go to the dentist, if my pressure is up, they ain't touching me. They ain't gonna let me sit until my pressure comes back down, and then they're going to do another blood pressure take to see if it's okay before they start anything on me. So I'm telling you, we all going to die of something, but while you're here, invest in yourself. Invest in your time. We know some people got kids, but you can't do nothing for your kids or take care of your elderly parents, or maybe you're a spouse if you're not healthy. You can't do any of that. So you got to start being better. That means you want to mentally be healthy here, and then you want to be healthy from the inside out, because everything that you put in your body, if you put junk in your body, you're going to look like junk. You know, if you smoke all the time, it's going to yellow your teeth. You know, it's going to do some damage to your lungs. It's going to do some things. But if you cut smoking out, man, you just added 10 more years to your life. You know, people running around here hollering, oh, I smoke weed, you know, weed is healthy and weed. No, stop. I'm not saying that you can't smoke weed. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying anything going in your body that don't belong there can do some damage to you. Our bodies are unique. They're special. And they're downright damn incredible. To the point that there are still mysteries about our bodies that we don't know. There are still diseases that we're still trying to cure. Cancer, well, we have came long way. There are certain things you can do and get rid of some cancer, but you're gonna never get rid of cancer altogether. I would love to see that day come where you can just be like Spock, Star Trek, and they said, oh, you got this, and they can like, and you don't have anything else wrong with you. You good. You back to, you know, you good. But even with that, there's an expiration time. Okay? So why not start thinking healthy, living healthy, being healthy, and really investing some time, space, energy, mind, all that into you. Simple little things. See, I hear people say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You got to do it. Don't just talk about it, you got to do it. You can sit back all day and be like, well, next year's time, I'm going to be this. Okay, fine if you want to be a size 4 next year, but what are you doing to get to that size 4? And I'm always raw with you all. Okay, people, if you know you got a stomach out here, stop. You ain't healthy. That's some crap. I have a friend right now. Love him to death. That's my boy. But he just, every time I see him, he's bigger. And he's young. I'm scared he's going to down me. And I see what he posts. Sometimes I don't say nothing. Sometimes I say something to him and I be like, you too young. Do you want to be here for your son? You got a young son running around playing, having a good time, love daddy to death, and you doing this. He's a great photographer. I took him on we went to Delaware to watch my boy Vincent Ward and Mario play in a celebrity basketball game a few years ago. And so he did the pictures. He got great pictures of Vincent and Mario them playing ball. And Seven. And, well, Seven was the coach. She didn't play nothing. She was the coach. But, his weight. And at the time, I didn't even know he was diabetic. I didn't even know. When I went to go knock on his room door, say, hey, let's go. He had his little black bag. And I was like, I didn't know you was diabetic. I almost cussed him out because the night before we were at Red Lobster somewhere. And he had all this fried stuff all up on his plate. Fried calamari and all this kind of stuff. So when I seen that he was, I almost cussed him. I said, I don't have time for you dying on me, with me somewhere. I don't have time for that. So folks, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Find a workout regimen that works for you. Stop letting people tell you what you can't do. You got to get healthy for you. You got to live for you. Can't nobody live for you but you. Not your brother, your sister, your girlfriends, your boy. Can't nobody live for you but you. So I don't know what you going to do. You can't live for everybody else. And you can't take care of everybody else. I learned that the hard way, trying to take care of everybody else, and I wasn't taking care of me. That ain't happening no more. Okay? So take care of yourself. Invest in you. Invest in you. You know, people say, oh, well, it's too high for me to do this. Okay, I see people get on Nutrisystem. Ain't nothing wrong with Nutrisystem. It works if you do it right. But in the meantime, learn how to eat the food. Learn how to eat. Do your own stuff at home. It's not hard. For me, it's my teas. I do a lot of organic teas. I do a lot of, there's a lot of stuff that you can just heal your own self, for real. If you just sit down and look at the chart and stuff like that, you find out some stuff that can heal you. And then when you find it, try it, see if it works. If it works, keep doing it. Keep doing it. There are days I have a bad knee. I have a knee injury from when I was in college, and I cheered at one point. My pro cheerleader at one point in my life. Lord Jesus, lowest paying job ever. I should have went out for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders because they got paid good. Anyway, And I flipped and did a half twist somersault, and I came back on my knee wrong, and it twisted just like that. And brought it back. And when you're an athlete, if you grow up as an athlete, I have been an athlete all of my damn days. I don't know nothing else. I started running track. I played ball. I played tennis. I swam. I did it all. And so your mind is, I'm invincible. It's just a hiccup. I'm going to put a Band-Aid on it and go about my business. I did that little twist. Now, I didn't break nothing, thank God. I didn't break it, but I sprung it really, really bad. And I tore some ligaments. And they wrapped me up from the ankle all the way up to my thigh. The only thing they didn't do is put the hardening, the stuff that hardens to make a cast. That's it. Now, I'm going to tell you what I did. I wore that mess and was on the little crutches for 2 days. And then I went in my dorm room and took all that stuff off. And hobbled. Not realizing I'm making more damage to my knee than what it need to be. And it finally healed. But it was never, I don't think it was ever completely healed. Okay. And so that prompted me at 25 to, actually I don't know, at 20, yeah, like 24, prompted me to be going to the hospital. Here I am with a little infant. I had a little infant, Anthony, my oldest child. He was an infant at the time. I don't even know what those pictures are, but I was literally going into the hospital to have surgery on my knee because I had torn ligaments. And they had to go in and fix that. And I had this little baby laying beside me right before I go into surgery. And I go into surgery and I have this surgery and stuff. And then, you know, I'm in the hospital for a few days and then they let me come home. And I go up the stairs and use the bathroom and fall down the stairs. Now, you know that ain't good. Okay? Eventually it healed. But then I re-injured it again like years later in a step class. And so I'll probably always have issues with this knee. So I'm you have to invest in yourself. So I have to invest in myself. I have to make sure stuff is just, I'm not, heavy. Because any weight that you put on a bad knee causes issues. Okay, you can't wear heels, you can't, so I have learned that my health comes first. I think the only thing I was bad on was not sleeping, because I could stay up all night long if I'm working on a project or whatever, and now I'm like, oh hell with that, I'm going to bed. Okay, I'm going to bed. So okay, I'm taking a nice hot shower, get butterball naked, and get into bed. I'm going to sleep. So now I've just learned that there's certain things you have to do for yourself. So folks, do these things for yourself. I don't care if you old, young, whatever. My youngest one, I don't know why he was a little husky little person when he was younger, but I didn't look at him as, because he wasn't big. And his senior year, right for prom, they prom was in April, I believe. This boy, and I give him so much credit. I look up to him because that's my inspiration. I'll be honest with you. That's my inspiration. Because even though he played football, if you run into him, you're going to run into a brick wall. Okay? Now, he this big right now, but you still run into a brick wall. He worked out and he did extra workouts. But when April came in 2012, that brother had a six-pack, hard rock, V-cut down. And he said to me, Mama, he said, I'm really proud of this. And I was proud of him too. He said, should I post this? I said, yeah, it's your Facebook page. It's your journey. It's about you. Yeah, you post it and I'm going to support it. And I had some female that came on his post, when I reposted the picture, and I had some female come on who owes me money, okay, and had her to come on and talk to me like I was doing child abuse. Why would you post your son picture like that and he's naked? Blah. He wasn't naked. He had a towel wrapped around him showing his chest, his six-pack and his chest. Duh. And my little sister, Roz, who I grew up with, she came right on and shut that right on down. Thank you, Roz. I'm so glad you did that because I'm about to go off on that sister. But that was an accomplishment because, see, she didn't bother to read the thing, but he gave it all to God helping him in his spirit, in his soul, in his body, in his mind to get him to where he need to be at. So that's an inspiration to me because he invested in him. He invested in him. And he was, what, 18? He invested in him. Today he's 23. Still nice and slim. He invests in him. So regardless how old you are, invest in yourself. Invest in your health. If your mental capacity is not healthy, there's going to be some issues. If your body on the inside is not healthy, there are going to be some issues. When your body says something's not working, some pain or something somewhere, you need to try to listen to them. There's some things you can take care of yourself, and there's some things you need to talk to your doctor about. And when your doctor says no and you still feeling uneasy about it, you turn around and go find somebody else, or you make them. I went to the emergency room Christmas, sick as a dog, and my throat on this side was killing me. I was hurting all over. I wasn't feeling good. And she came in and she checked me. She checked my throat and she said everything was okay. We're gonna give you something, but I was like, I'm not feeling good. I am hurting on this side. So when she came back in the room to tell me XYZ, I said, look, there's something wrong with me. Okay? Yes, I'm hurting all over. I got the chills and all that, but something is wrong with me. And I said, my throat is bothering me on that side. So this is what she said. She said, you want me to check? I said, yes, I do. So she rechecked my throat on this side. And she said, I will have somebody come in and do a swab and everything. And we'll run the test. Thank God that I turned around and that's what I do now. Thank God I did that, because when they did the swab and they ran the test, they came back, I had strep throat. See, if I would have never said nothing, just went on her word, I'd have walked out the hospital. They wouldn't have gave me no Tylenol. And they would have said, oh, just go take some Tylenol and some fluids and lay down somewhere. Instead of giving me some antibiotics and some painkillers or whatever, they would have never been able to take care. I'd have still been sick, and I'd have been right back up in the emergency room again. Okay, and when you are older, you can't afford for stuff like strep throat and all that kind. You gotta sort of nip that in the bud. Okay, it's a little bit rougher on you when you're older. Okay, so had I not said something to her and made her come back and do that, I would have never known I had strep throat. I would have known how I ain't feel good, but I would have never known I had strep throat. So do something about it, y'all. Get your health together. Get yourself together. Okay? Working out ain't pretty. Okay? You see the stuff on TV. The girls are looking nice and fine. They get little stuff on and they working out. They doing all this kind of stuff. That's okay. But if you keep on working out, you'll be fine like that too. And here's the thing. Just because they fine. What is this in my house? Just because they fine does not mean you ain't fine. Okay? So if you want to stay here and invest in yourself and do what you're supposed to do, do it. This is the time now to start investing. Even if you're planking, that's cool. Planking works in your entire body. If you got a total gym, I would tell people to invest in a total gym because it works your entire body out. And if you don't think that you will lose weight and you will be toned up and all that, try it. Just buy one. Try it. I got one. If you want to try 310, try it. 310 Community is right here on Facebook. Try it. That's all I'm saying. Try it. Get your life in check. If you don't know where to go to my girl Candace Camille. She is a wellologist. She's a certified trainer. She lives in Fort Washington, Maryland. She does classes for guts and butts. Go. She can tell you. She can specialize in a plan for you. But better yet, you don't have to go to all these people. You don't have to do all that. Just take some time out to find out what's wrong with you and start working out. It could be no more than you walking. No more than you stretching. Something. Do something. Change your eating habits. Make it your lifestyle. If your doctor tells you you need to lose weight because you're putting pressure on your ankle, this is causing the issue here, be smart enough to lose the weight. Don't keep on pushing food down your mouth. Understand that you can't keep on eating greasy food if you want to stay here. Understand you can't keep eating junk if you want to stay here. Understand you can't keep eating stupid stuff or drinking dumb stuff if you want to stay here. If you want to look like you want to look. So, y'all, I'm going to finish drinking this 310. But I want y'all to have an amazing day, regardless whether it's raining or not. There's no excuse for you to work out. Work out, stretch, do something. Plank. I'll probably come back on later on and plank. And all y'all can plank with me. Whether you planking on the wall, okay, or on the floor. Plank. There's a video on my page where I planked the other day. Plank. If you think it don't work you out, trust me, it works your entire body out. 1 minute. You got a minute? Plank. Y'all want to get on 310? It don't cost a lot of money. It's cheap, but it works. But understand, it's just not 310. You got to do more than that. You got to start eating healthy, and you got to start eating clean and healthy. And that's what 310 is about, eating clean and healthy. This right here, I won't eat nothing else for a long time. It just fills you. And then get your water in. Okay? Get your water in. I don't know what it is for you. I know what it is for me. It was 124 ounces. But since I'm starting to lose more weight, it's now like 112 ounces of water. So you got to do what fits you. Get your sleep in. Do what fits you. Everybody's not the same rate. Do what fits you. Get motivated. Start thinking about you and care about who you are and what you are. And embrace who you are. Embrace the moment. Embrace the moment. That's it, y'all. Embrace the moment. That's it. Tomorrow I'll be back. 11 o'clock sharp. Friday morning rap session show with your girl Cassie G. Y'all know what the deal is. I'm going to be posting it out there. The topic, come on in the house. We got a topic to talk about. It's for my men. It's for my women. So come on in. Join me tomorrow, 11 o'clock Central Time. Eastern Time, 10 o'clock Central Time. And I think it's 8 West Coast Time. So come on in the house and join me. I want to thank you all for tuning into my broadcast today. I see you, rich sister. I see you, Cassandra. JV Jones. I see my little cousin, Desiree. I see you all. Happy birthday to everybody that's got a birthday. I see you, Bane. Corey, thank you. Mr. Thompson, I see you. Miss Butler, I see you. Stefan, I see you. Sabrina Bell, thank you. Rich sister, I see all y'all on here. I appreciate you all for coming and tuning in, listening to me. I hope anything that I have said has inspired you or helped you in some kind of way. Feel free to share this broadcast. And again, I will see you all again tomorrow. And I'm going to hit this 310 in his own. Peace out.